All right, so now we're back. We fixed the audio issues. So we're gonna go ahead and take. Where's this? Take two. Take two. Take
Take
two. Take two.
take two.
All right. So, and take one. We were asking Taro, like who was his favorite Spur, and
Mhm.
when he became a Spurs fan, and Taro was saying that, your favorite Spur was David Robinson, when you started
Yeah,
becoming a Spurs fan, and you'd let us know how long you were a Spurs fan for. And you had an interesting story not a lot of people know about. Uh, the NBA was in Japan at one time. They used to play a lot of was it regular season and preseason games over in
yeah,
Japan. So let us know
mhm.
about that.
Yeah. Cause we used to host um regular season games from time to time back in the early '90s. I remember, I think it was 1992. I think the Sonics, Seattle SuperSonics back
Wow.
then, they played the LA Clippers 2 games. And I remember the Clippers played the Portland Trailblazers in 1995. We played 2 games there, 2 games in Tokyo. And then I remember in 1999, the Spurs, they were supposed to play Minnesota for 2 regular season games in Tokyo, but the Spurs didn't come since they won in 1999. They had to play in the preseason McDonald's Championship. So it was like the European champion playing against the European champions or something. So instead of the Spurs, Sacramento Kings played the Minnesota Timberwolves in Tokyo. And then after that, there was supposed to be the it was Lakers. There was a preseason game that was supposed to be played between the Lakers and somebody, but that game got canceled because of the 9/11 uh,
Ah,
incident that took place. Yeah, yeah, that was yeah. It was like right after that incident, so that game got called off. And then after that, I think there was one more preseason game between the Seattle Sonics and the Clippers played in Tokyo, but I'm not quite sure. I don't remember which year it was, but we've had some games here. Yeah. And then in October this year, in a couple of weeks, we'll have the Houston Rockets play the Toronto Raptors for two
oh,
two
nice.
preseason games in Tokyo. Yeah, yeah. I
Too
was
bad it
trying to
wasn't
go
the
to that.
Spurs.
I know, I know. And I was trying to go to that game, but the tickets were all sold out. I saw some tickets left, but the only tickets that were left were like $3,000 tickets, you know.
Oh man.
So I decided no. So yeah, I mean, if I were the Spurs, then I probably would have gone, but not for like a preseason Rockets Raptors game.
Wow, I can't believe the tickets go for that much. I guess the
Yeah,
ticket price is overinflated over in Tokyo, Japan.
yeah. I mean, lately because of I'm not sure if you know, but because of Rei Hachimura, who got drafted by the
Ah,
Washington
okay.
Wizards in the
Yeah.
first draft, his popularity because of him, the popularity of basketball or NBA in general seemed to have sort of gone up a notch. And we do have so Hachimura, he's going to be playing for the Washington Wizards this year, and we also have a couple more Japanese. One guy named Watanabe. He's a two-way player on the Memphis Grizzlies. He's been on the team since last year. He will be on the team as a two-way player again this year. And also on the Dallas Mavericks, we have another guy, Baba. He was invited to training camp. He played in their summer league team. He did get a training camp deal, so we'll see how he does. I
Yeah.
hope they do well. You know,
Yeah, so I can
you know.
see a whole bunch of Spurs swag that you have behind you on that wall.
Ah,
Uh,
yes,
Let us
yeah,
know about
yeah,
some of
yeah.
that stuff you got going on there on the wall. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually in my bedroom right now, so as you can see, right behind me is Tim Duncan's life-size poster.
Oh, nice.
Uh, from that one, I got that over to let's see, over here I got a Danny Green autographed photo. Uh, uh, sorry, I still have a Kawhi Leonard photo here. Here, this is actually my favorite picture I took with Sean Elliott when I
Oh,
was
yeah.
14 years old. This one, uh, I got a few more. I got some uh, posters up here. David Robinson, Tim Duncan. Yeah, I got the Tim Duncan cereal box. Uh,
Tim Duncan. I was with you when we bought those, the Tim
yeah,
Duncanos.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I got a basketball signed by Ginobili right here, and I got a few more pictures. These are old pictures from the 1999 championship. We got, yeah, the color is starting to change. Looks kind of pinky right now, but
Yeah.
I got the picture. Yeah, there's the Avery Johnson shot from the '99 finals. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice picture. Yeah,
That's
so this
cool,
is my
man.
bedroom. Yeah, this is where I relax. So
That's
all surrounded by the Spurs.
Taro's man cave. Taro's man cave.
Yeah,
I like all that stuff. I see that you had some of like the retro colors, the Spurs Fiesta
yeah,
colors, some of
yeah,
the
yeah,
memorabilia.
yeah, yeah. I got some stuff from like 20, 30 years ago now. Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, yeah.
So you've been a fan for a long time.
For a long time, yeah. Because like I said, David Robinson and Sean Elliott, they got me into the Spurs, the NBA basketball, and I always thought that when they retire, I thought I would lose interest in basketball, but then came Duncan and then Parker, Ginobili, and somehow, someway, the Spurs kept on winning. So I've kept up with the Spurs all this time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what? Let me ask you, because you made the trip over here a number of
Hmm.
times,
Yeah.
to San Antonio.
Hmm.
Let the people know you're going to be coming again in October. So, how many
Yes.
times is that already going to make that you've made the trip from Tokyo, Japan, all the way to San Antonio?
So the next trip that I'm going to be making in October, that's going to be my 16th trip to San Antonio. So the first trip that I took was back in 2004. It was during the 2003, 2004 season, the first season without David Robinson. I went there right before I graduated from college. I remember, and I had tickets for 3 games, and it was such a bummer because I remember while I was on the plane, Tim Duncan got hurt, and he missed all the 3 games that I went to. So it was kind of a bummer, but it was
Yeah.
still fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you still had fun, and that was your first trip, right, to San Antonio?
Yeah, that was my first trip. Yeah, yeah.
Did you try any of the Mexican food? Were you a fan of the Mexican cuisine that we have here?
Yeah. I remember I went to during my first trip I went to the restaurant called Mi Tierra in
Oh yeah.
downtown. Yeah, that was like the first restaurant that somebody at the hotel recommended me, so I went there. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, it was good food. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I gotta ask you because you all have some great food, man. I gotta tell you, over in Tokyo, Japan. I've never been, but I watch the Food Network and I see all the stuff that goes on. And I gotta tell you, Taro, man, some of that food looks good. You all got some nice looking noodles, some nice looking ramen out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Seafood looks amazing, man. So I
Seafood is
gotta
good.
tell
Yeah.
you, what is it? What is your favorite item? What is it that you like to eat when you're over in Japan? Like, what's your go-to?
My go-to would be like, hmm, it's like Korean style barbecue. That's probably my favorite actually. Yeah.
That sounds good.
It's generally, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
It's
tell me, I
it's
mean,
a
what
it's a
is it?
very
What does it do? How do they make it? I mean, do they make it right in front of you, or how is it
yeah
made?
it's they make it right in front of you. The beef is cut into pretty small pieces, so you can it's then they all come in slices. So you have your own sort of barbecue table, and then you kind of cook by yourself, put some sauce on, and then you just throw it into your mug. So, yeah.
So it's very good. And the seafood. Have you tried like
Yeah,
they show
seafood.
the octopus while it's still
Yeah,
wiggling and
yeah.
stuff? Have you had
So,
that?
what? Yeah, I've had that. I've had that. Yeah, yeah,
Is it good? Is
yeah.
it good, Taro?
It's good. It's good, but it's kind of weird because even when you put it into your mouth, the octopus is still kind of moving. So,
It's
yeah,
wiggling.
it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So let
yeah.
me ask you something. Like we're talking about food and all that here in over here in San Antonio, and I'm sure
Mhm.
you've tried it, and you got to let us know what if you liked it or not. They have the big Spurs donuts, here in
Uh-huh,
San
yes,
Antonio. Have you had those?
yes. Yeah, I've had it maybe like 5 years back. Yeah, yeah. It was like a big U-shaped donut, I think it was.
Yeah, it looked like a spur.
Yeah, yeah. And it's all like sugar glazed. Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah, been there. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you another question. You've been here since you've been here a couple of times. I think all the games you've watched have been what in the AT&T Center, right? You never were here for the Alamo Dome. Is that correct?
No, no, I've never been to the Alamo Dome. No.
So have you ever been to a finals game here in San Antonio?
Yeah, I was in I think 2013 NBA Finals. I went to all the home games against Miami, games 3, 4, and 5. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So you weren't
yeah.
here when the AC went out, right?
No, no, no. Yeah.
Was it you, Taro? Were you the one that turned off the AC?
Uh,
That was no fun. I can tell you that. In the
yeah,
middle of the summer,
yeah. Hmm.
finals, no AC in San Antonio, and then they had all the doors closed. I believe they barely started opening
Oh,
some of the doors near the concourse to kind of like get some fresh air in there. But
oh
man,
man.
it was not good. No bueno. It was not good times.
Yeah.
But everybody stayed. Nobody left, and nobody complained
Mm.
about cramping except for LeBron. So
LeBron. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for that game, the AC man was MVP.
Yeah.
So let's ask you. Out of these new players that we have for the San Antonio Spurs, you've seen a lot of the younger players.
Mhm.
Keldon Johnson. You've seen
Yeah.
Lucas Samanic.
Dominant.
You've seen
But
let's say Lonnie
yeah,
Walker. Derek White.
Walker. Mhm.
What young player really excites you? Who are you excited to see when you come back here and watch a game?
To me, it's got to be Dejounte Murray. You know, uh, I think, I mean, going into like last season, he was projected to be like my favorite player. Point guard with his size, length, and athleticism. And if you look at his social media, he's been working all summer. It was a bummer he got hurt in the preseason last year, but last year I thought he could be like the next Tony Parker kind of player. Like breaks down the defense, finding open people. And with his size and length and athleticism, he can get he's a very good rebounder for a point guard, so he can get his own rebound and start the break and stuff. So I thought he would have added like a whole new dimension to the Spurs, and he's a very good defender too. So I was looking forward to him, watching him play last year, but he did tear his ACL during preseason. So this year I'm hoping the recovery went well, and I'm expecting him to have like a breakout season this year.
Oh, I'm kind of with you on that one too because I really do want to
Mm-hmm.
see Dejounte. I want to see what he can
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he
Mm-hmm.
was hurt last year, like you just said, and we
Yeah.
we kind of missed out on how much he had progressed because we saw how much he was working out prior to his
Yes.
injury, and even in this summer, we've seen all the
Mm-hmm.
things he's been doing out there on the court, working out, and a lot of the fans are getting upset because he is over there working out in the Lakers workout facility
Yeah.
with LeBron and
Yeah.
some of the other
Yeah.
players,
Right.
and I'm like, why are
Yeah.
you getting mad at the guy, man? He's just trying to get better, and if he has good mentors that are trying to show him
Yeah.
certain aspects of the game, just be happy
Mm-hmm.
for the guy, man. He's
Yeah.
he's trying to
Mm-hmm.
get better, and he's on our team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay too. I mean, if he's working out with some of the best players in the league, like, he's only going to get better. So
Yeah.
why not? Yeah.
Oh, look, we have one of our viewers here, Robert Marquez. He says he's excited about Murray coming back, but Derek White has been doing great as well. And he has a point.
Yeah.
Derek
Yeah.
White, I think he did step up nicely in the
Yeah.
absence of Dejounte. What did you think about
Yeah.
his play? And the things you saw out of him last season.
I kind of thought watching him play, he was kind of in and out of the lineup because of his injury as well. But when he was in the game, he kind of reminded me of like Kyle Anderson, kind of a smaller version of Kyle Anderson. He just kind of plays smart, doesn't make mistakes. He never gets lost. He makes the right decisions. So, I was really happy for him. Also watching him in the U.S. national team this summer. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. And with
Hmm.
him and Dejounte Murray, I think there's a possibility they could be like the best defensive backcourt in the NBA this year.
I agree with you 100% on that. That's what I've been
Mm.
saying even
Yeah,
when the
yeah,
season came to an end, you know, abruptly. I thought they were going to, get over the hump with Denver. Unfortunately, it was just not meant
Denver.
to be.
Mm. Yeah.
But when you think about the possibilities, with the small ball evolution here with the game, the way that the NBA is structured now,
Mm.
we do have the possibility of having one of the better backcourts in the NBA
I
and
agree. Yeah,
DeJounte and
yeah,
Derek White. Because the
yeah.
one thing I think is that they balance each other out really well because DeJounte is a really good defender. He's a good rebounder. He was one of the better rebounders we had on the team
Mm.
when he was
Mm.
playing still. And Derek, he's a really good defender as well. He can defend one on one. He can create his own shot. He can get to the rim with these. And as you stated, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes out there on the court. So
Yeah.
when you combine these two guys together, we might be in for a treat this coming season. So
I
I,
think so. I think so too. Yeah, and you add Lonnie Walker. He's
oh yeah,
another athletic, yeah,
we can't forget
explosive player.
Lonnie.
I think. Mhm. Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
Lonnie. I want him to do well. We've seen him coming along. His first year, his rookie year, he
Mhm.
was over in the G League. He was playing heavy minutes with the Austin Spurs. Even last season, he played a lot of heavy minutes with the Austin Spurs. He would come back. And this is what the Spurs usually do with young players like that. They play a lot of minutes in the G
Yeah.
League. Then what
Mhm.
happens is when they go on road trips, they call up some of these young players and they'll give them minutes because they're going to rest some of their other key,
Yeah.
key starters, or how Pop likes to rest Lamarcus or
Yeah.
somebody else on, to try to keep them fresh going forward throughout the season. So some of the young guys will get their numbers called up and they'll come out and play. And that's what happened with Lonnie. He was, his number was
Yeah.
called a couple times and he came out and play and he
Mhm.
got some minutes. And I think this is his season, Taro. I think this is his season where
Yeah.
we're gonna see something out of him. I think you
I,
believe the
I
same
think
thing, right?
so. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I mean, I saw a couple of his summer league games. Uh, the way his mid-range pull-ups off the dribble, it's in perfect rhythm. Great footwork. I thought he can be a very effective scorer. He can also run the floor. So with him and DeJounte Murray and Derek White, that they could be, I mean, they could be a very, very explosive guard combinations.
Yeah. And another thing
Yeah.
that a lot of people have been talking about, and this is weird. This is a funny. This to me, it's kind of comical because we don't have the advent of the super teams anymore. That
Yeah.
kind of went away because everybody is kind of now balanced because they've dispersed. So now they have this thing going on. Particularly some guy I saw a YouTube video of him, and he was saying the Spurs could potentially be the next super team in the making. I'm just like, let's not get too
Okay.
far ahead of
Okay.
ourselves. They can be a very
Yeah.
good team, but I don't know
Mhm.
about a super team in the making. Not
Yeah.
quite yet.
Yeah. Not
We
quite yet. Yeah.
yeah, we have a lot of young players that have a lot of
Mm.
potential, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
If you would have
Yeah.
saw that video, I think you would have said, "Wow," you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like the future of the team with the young players, but yeah, I think super team stuff is a little too ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's some things that we've done together. Every time you come into town, me and you hang out, and you
Mhm.
also hang out with a group of friends that you made here
Mhm.
in San Antonio as well. The Spurs big homie, shout out to
Mhm.
Arturo. His good friend Joe, and some of the other
Yeah.
guys. You all every time you come out here, they go and pick you up from the airport, and you make the
Yeah.
Pilmer
Yeah.
Pilmic you make the Pilmigridge. I can't even talk, Tar. I'm so excited to talk with you. But you all go to eat, in other words. Every time they come and
Yeah.
pick you up from the airport. And one of the
Yeah.
places they take you, they go to Lulu's and you go to some
Yeah.
other places
Mhm.
around town. And I saw what you were
Mhm.
putting up there. So I gotta throw it out there. Taro likes to eat food. Don't let his small frame fool you. Taro might be a little thin,
Yeah.
but man, you can eat, man. You can pack it away. And
Yeah.
Taro loves
Yeah.
hamburgers. He
Yes.
loves
Burgers.
hamburgers.
Burgers.
A
Burgers.
good
Yeah. Yeah.
authentic American burger is his favorite.
Mhm.
So if
Mhm.
y'all are listening, start giving us some recommendations. I mean, they went out on Facebook and they were recommending, burger places for Taro to eat. And we and you are gonna hang out. And we're gonna go eat some good burgers. I already have
Yeah,
some
yeah,
places
yeah.
in mind. You know,
Cool, cool. Yeah, yeah. That's
and
nice.
one of
Yeah.
one of those places was gonna be, I believe I told you, Big Lou's Burgers. I mean,
Oh yeah.
we gotta go try that one out because they had like a huge burger. You saw, I mean, it's like a 100-ounce burger. The thing was huge. You know,
Wow.
I don't think you
I
could finish that by yourself.
Yeah. So I've been to their pizza place where they have this huge pizza. So the burger place is separate from the pizza place.
Yeah, it's right, like right
Oh,
next door. Like
oh, it's
you'll
like,
have
oh, okay, okay.
yeah, you'll have the, it says Big Lou's Burgers, which is, it's like a smaller restaurant, and then right next
Oh,
door to
okay.
that you have the Big Lou's Pizza, the humongous pizza
Okay,
place.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
But man, that burger, that would be something to see. A 100-ounce burger, man. I, there, there's just no
It's
way.
going, yeah, it's gonna be man versus food. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then they have was it the Chunkies or something like that burgers?
Chunkies, yeah, yeah.
I,
Chunkies. I think I saw like Burger Boy. Yeah.
yeah, the Burger
Uh,
Boy's right around the corner from where I live, so I'll
mm,
take you down there to try
oh,
that one out.
cool,
That one's
cool.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that Chunkies, they have the Four Horsemen out there. I think Spurs
Mhm.
big homie tried it. He couldn't even get through it, man. It was so hot.
Oh yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. If you can finish the whole thing, it's free. But believe me, man, they
Oh yeah.
really
Yeah. Oh really?
they they pack
Okay.
it full of heat. So I don't know, Taro.
Okay.
So every time we come, you come into San Antonio, we hang out,
Mhm.
and sometimes we've even hung out at the AT&T Center while you're there watching the games. And
Mhm.
I remember one time in particular, you came out here and you had a Matt Bonner card. Is right? You had the Matt
Yeah.
Bonner card.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Yeah.
So long
Remember
story
that?
short,
Yeah.
we met up after the game, and we went to the
Mhm.
Fox Sports Southwest area where they do the post game show, and Taro had the Matt Bonner card in his hand. We're there trying to get Taro on TV and all that. And you got on TV. They could see you there. And then I remember
Yeah.
telling the guy, the handler there, the security guy, "Hey man, my friend's visiting from Japan. Would it be okay if you could ask if Matt Bonner could sign his card?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, no, we get people from all over the world." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, whatever, dude." And as soon as they had finished their segment, I remember saying real loud, "Hey, Matt Bonner, I got a big fan of
Yeah.
yours here from
Yeah.
Japan." And he turned
Yeah.
around right away. And he goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
We still found a
And I.
way to get you
Yeah.
your card signed, and
Yeah.
we took a
Yeah.
picture with him."
Yeah. And I think I remember I did give Matt Bonner a box of wasabi Kit Kat. I think.
Yeah, I think you did because you
Yeah.
had your bag
Yeah.
with you
Yeah.
that you had the candy
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
so he took that, and it was a good time because
It
we
was
went.
nice. It was a fun. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they went from saying no, we're not gonna bother him, and then all of a sudden the guy Matt Bonner turns around, good sport, comes and says hi, shakes your hand, takes a picture
Yeah.
with us. It was a memorable experience, but
Yeah.
we always have a lot of memorable experiences when you're in town. We always wind up getting in
Mm.
places that we got no business being, you know.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
one time in particular. Remember you had told me about the David Robinson Museum. I remember that,
Yeah. That was nice. That was nice. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. Because
Taro's
the
like,
the place had just. Yeah.
"Go ahead."
Yeah. Because I remember that the place just opened up, and they weren't letting regular people get in.
Yeah,
Only they were only letting people in by invitations back then. I'm not sure what they do now, but I did call them. That I told them I'm from Japan, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, you can come over." So that was nice. Yeah, and it was a really nice place too.
yeah,
Very good collection of memorabilia. Yeah.
and I think the guy that was in charge of it, the principal or whoever it was,
Hmm.
he was from Japan as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so. He was an Asian guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was talking Japanese with you because he was fluent in Japanese, and you all had a little
Mm-hmm.
conversation, and we got to walk around and
Yeah.
look at all
Yeah.
the nice stuff there, and they had a good collection of uh, David Robinson memorabilia. They had some
Yeah.
cool stuff like real good technology because I remember we were walking and you walked in front of one of the screens and it went off and it started talking. You're like, what?
Yeah, yeah. You get to hear the interviews and stuff. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Taro is well traveled too because the last time you were here, Chris and me and yourself, we all went and we met with Mayor Ron Nirenberg. You
The
know,
mayor. Yes. Yeah. And
so
we'll see him again in
yeah,
October. Yes.
yeah, we're gonna be meeting with the mayor again in October, and we'll do the whole bit again. You know, we'll do the videos and the
Yeah.
pictures and all that.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking this time afterwards because it's gonna be early in the morning that we're gonna meet with the mayor.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so we're gonna have to do something with Chris. Where we're gonna have to get Chris. Maybe we can have him put away some time, so we can have a late brunch. You know, because it's gonna be in between
Sure.
lunch, breakfast and lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't tried In and Out. I know Chris has been wanting to take you to In and
Ah,
Out.
that's right. That's right. Yeah. We got to try in and out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was telling him maybe this is the time, Taro, where we can get the Waterburger and the In and Out and combine them
Yeah.
together
Yeah. Yeah.
and make a lot of people angry. You know, but hey, Chris is always saying everyone can get together and everybody can live in
Yeah.
harmony. So why not In and Out and Waterburger? So maybe we'll try something like that. You know, when you come
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But again, you
Yeah.
know, you've been out here so many times, and you've seen the Spurs murals around town. You know, and I've
Yeah.
taken you there.
Yeah.
Which mural was
Yeah.
your favorite? Like, which one did you really, like? Did really stood out at you?
The one that stood out, I remember there was like a mural of the big three. I remember. I'm not quite
Oh
sure
yeah,
exactly where it was, but yeah, that one, it was one of the ones that you took me.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact location, but
I
that
think it
was the one that
was
really sticks out in my mind. Yeah.
it was near downtown. I remember that. I forgot the name of the burger place. It's not.
Mhm.
It was something burgers. I gotta look it up. But I remember the name of the artist who painted that. It's an artist that I know. His name
Mhm.
is Albert Gonzalez. He's known as Trebla
Mhm.
Art. You can go and follow him on
Mhm.
Instagram. He makes a lot of
Mhm.
good stuff. You know, he was the guy who was in charge of doing that mural there. So it's really nice because it has the big three. It has Tony. It had Manu. It
Yeah.
had Timmy on there.
Yeah.
So it was well done.
Mhm.
They've added
Yeah.
some additions though, Taro, to the Rudy Seafood. So when you come
Oh
back
yeah.
again,
Let's see.
we
Yeah.
got to take you down there.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool.
So you have a lot of jerseys. You know, you've come through here and you've gone through that fan shop a number of
Yeah.
times. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like a kid in a candy store. Every time you come, you leave with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
What jersey are you looking to get this season on your next trip?
This season, some of the new guys, young guys, Walker, Keldon Johnson, Samanich, those guys, I think. Yeah, I'm looking forward to buying them. Yeah.
Cool, man. So you're gonna have some more to add to your collection, your growing collection.
Yeah. Growing collection, yes. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question because I've been asking everybody. You know, all
Mm-hmm.
this off season, we've seen a lot of teams
Mm-hmm.
coming up with some throwback jerseys. We've seen the Jazz and
Mm,
everybody
yeah.
else, putting out the retro courts and throwing
Yeah.
out the real nice looking, you know, old school throwback
Yeah.
jerseys. Do you think this is the season that we as Spurs fans are finally gonna get a retro Fiesta colored jersey?
Yeah, retro Fiesta car. That'd be really nice. Yeah. 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 I'd love to see that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you think we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna get that this season, or are we gonna get more of the same?
I just have a feeling that we're gonna get more of the same.
Ah, everybody's been saying that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a strange feeling. It's I have no like logical reasons, but I just have this strange feeling that we're not gonna get them in reality.
But they need to. They need to make one special just
Yeah,
for Taro.
yeah, just for me. Yeah,
Just make him a one off. Just give
yeah,
Taro a Fiesta colored throwback, so he can take that home. He won't wear it. I'm sure you'll put it in a frame somewhere on the wall.
yeah, I, yeah,
But it would be nice if they did that because I know the fans have been, very vocal about getting a Fiesta
yeah.
colored throwback. But
Okay.
I think
Mhm,
really what might happen this season, I don't know why, I just have a strong inclination, Taro, that we
mhm,
might get a compromise, and that compromise is going to be the retro throwback from the early
Mm-hmm.
'80s, the George Gervin era. Where
Urban there. Yeah.
yeah, where he had the word San Antonio right
San
across the
Antonio.
chest. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that's might be more along the lines of what we will see,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I tell everybody wants that Fiesta colored jersey, but I'm like, if you go all the way back to the Spurs history, when they first started as the Chaparrals, they never had a Fiesta colored jersey. It was
Yeah.
always silver and black or
Mm-hmm.
black and white,
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe that's why the Spurs aren't breaking with tradition, because they've never had that before. It'd be a new item. The only thing that was
Yeah.
retro were the warm-up jerseys or the warm-up, gear,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
that was about it. So I don't know
Yeah.
if we're gonna get that ever, but it would be cool to see that happen.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it'd be nice. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to ask you. You also collect basketball cards from the Spurs, correct?
Just the Spurs players. Yeah. I used to collect tons of basketball cards, but now I just pick and choose some of the Spurs players. Yeah. Yeah.
So, do you have any of these cards, like maybe from David Robinson or Tim Duncan or anything that you actually have signed?
I do.
Oh wow,
Yes, I do actually. I do have actually. I have a cool story actually.
cool.
So I have this David Robinson rookie card. I have it in my cupboard right beside me right here, but it's signed by David Robinson. So what happened was back when I lived in Canada, when I started watching basketball, I was like in like fifth grade, sixth grade. So I go to the card shop. I bought this David Robinson's rookie card, and I thought, maybe if I can send this in by mail, maybe he might sign it and send me back. So what I did was I wrote him a letter, and then I included an envelope that's stamped that's got my address on it. So I sent it to David and through the mail, and like 2 weeks later, I get the mail back, and I open the letter envelope, and I see the card signed. So that was like a pretty neat experience back when I was in like fifth grade, sixth grade. I completely freaked out. I never thought that some superstar like David Robinson would actually like sign the letter, sign the card, and then send it back to me. So that was nice.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy, So
Mm-hmm.
that's just probably him being that nice
Human
person that
being.
he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He probably took the time to read the letter and look at the card and was like, man, this kid took the time to send this all the way from Japan all the way to the States and no less San Antonio. The least he could do was sign it for you.
Yeah,
So that's an amazing story, man. I like to hear stuff like that.
yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
So I got to ask, now that we're nearing the end of our segment here, because
Oh,
right now it's getting
sure.
close to being midnight, because we've been talking for a little bit. So the one of the
Yeah,
last things I'm going to ask you is, what's your expectation for the Spurs this season? Seeing how things ended. I mean, how do you think the team's going to do?
Um, assuming that the team is healthy and assuming that Murray, Walker, and Derek White, they play the way the fans expect us to, the fans expect them to. Um, I'm pretty optimistic. I think realistically, I think they can be like a 50-win team this year, and possibly home court advantage in the first round.
Okay, nice. So you think that with everybody back and being healthy, and as you stated, they're
Hmm.
going to go past the first round of the playoffs. You think that the
I
Spurs,
think so.
you think that the team could be flirting with maybe getting in even further, maybe going to the Western Conference finals? Is there if they stay healthy?
If they stay healthy, hopefully, hopefully,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't that be something? I mean, that means that you would have to make a return trip if they went further into the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And that would be expensive, but I mean, I'm sure that you would love it. The further they go, the better the chance you have of actually
yeah,
making it back.
yeah, yeah.
So that's always a plus. So hopefully they can go deep into the playoffs. That way,
Mm.
Taro can do his visit in October and maybe return. When they go deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
And okay, right before I end this already, Taro, is there any chance that you're gonna make more than one trip to San Antonio this year, or is it just going to be the one?
You know, there's a possibility I might be able to make a trip again uh, right at the beginning of April. Uh, there's a realistic possibility I might be. My work is kind of light right at the beginning of April, and I did
Yeah.
see the Spurs schedule, and I think there were like two or three home games. One of the two or three of the last home games scheduled for like the first, maybe the second week of April. So if my work, load is continues to be light as it always is in April, the beginning of April, I might be able to make a second trip this season in April.
That's cool. Hopefully you can make that trip in April, so we can
Yeah,
kind of hang out, and by then we'll kind of start to gauge where the Spurs are at in the Western
yeah,
Conference seeding, and more than likely what team are they going to start to, go up
yeah,
against in
yeah,
the first round of the playoffs. So
yeah.
the only regret that I have, Taro, is that I don't know if you've been here for Fiesta, man. We got to get you here for Fiesta.
No, no, I've never been to the Fiesta. No,
Yeah,
yeah,
one day we're gonna have to
one,
get you out here for Fiesta, man.
one day. Yes, yeah.
That way we can get you some chicken on a stick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, before we go ahead and end this segment here, and thank you so much for doing the interview and staying up late with me because you're over in Japan. And
No problem, no problem, no problem, Joe.
where can people find you on Twitter? Because I know you do have a Twitter handle, and you're here on Facebook as well. But on Twitter, where can they find you at? Like, what's your
On
handle?
Twitter, my handle is Kamehameha underscore Taro. Kamehameha comes from the Dragon Ball, one of the Dragon Ball moves uh, that Goku does. So it's Kamehameha underscore Taro. That's my Twitter feed. Yeah.
And there you go. So you can follow Taro on Twitter and maybe talk with him about some San Antonio Spurs basketball and just about anything else you want. And also, Taro is quite the beer connoisseur as well. He likes some good Tokyo beer, and I always see you out and
Oh,
about, and
yeah.
we got to try that one time, man. I mean, I don't know if they have it here in this, in San Antonio, but
Mm,
we got to go and look, see if we can hunt down a good beer that you've had over in Tokyo that maybe I can
mm.
try out here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe, yeah. And I want
Yeah.
to try some like craft beers in San Antonio too.
Oh, hey, say no more,
Yeah.
my friend. When you
Mm,
come down here, we'll make
mm.
that happen. We got some places we got to
Okay.
go see.
Cool, cool. Yeah, yeah.
But we might have to take an Uber or Lyft home, Taro.
Yeah, yeah. We don't want to get caught. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. All right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and end this right here. But thank you so much, Taro,
Okay.
again for joining me.
No
So
problem, Joe. Yeah.
for
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Oh, always, man. So for Taro Kotani, I'm Joe Garcia. Thank you for watching another episode of the Two Shots Podcast. And like we always say, spread the love, stop the hate, and be kind. We're out. Peace.